You want your game console reviewed? I'll fucking review the fuck out of it. What are we doing today? We're reviewing the Sega. Hello, Static Gamer viewers. My name's Brayden Cole. Today's date is Friday, March 23rd, 2012. And we're talking the Sega Genesis! We're talking the Sega Genesis Model 1, the official Sega Genesis released in 1989. You know, that console that introduced Moonwalker. Moonwalker, a game I've yet to acquire. I want Moonwalker. But, you know, whatever, it's cool. I want a Moonwalk on the Genesis. What you're looking at right now is the Sega Genesis Model 1, the first 16-bit console in America. Released in 1989. Sega was very, very innovative with this. It did things that the Nintendo didn't, and a lot of people confuse the two NES and the Super Nintendo. The slogan for Sega and their Sega does what Nintendo is strictly for the NES, not the Super Nintendo. Because we all know that the Super Nintendo was just a little bit more powerful than this console, but that doesn't mean it's better. Which that's for, you know, it's just like apples and oranges here. People like the Sega Genesis, people like the Super Nintendo. But as for the Sega Genesis, I prefer this over the Model 2 Sega Genesis because I think that this Sega Genesis model looks the best. It looks the nicest, the most clean cut. I don't like the size of the Model 2. I like this feels like as much console as it is. You have your on and off switch right here, and it's just a simple flip, very nice. Your reset button, and something that was pretty popular in the early 90s with these consoles is a volume knob for your headphone jack. Right there. And you have your two controller ports, and as you can see, we already have a game in this bitch. It's Sonic the Hedgehog 1. You see that? Yeah. If you wanted to play games like Sonic the Hedgehog 1, Shinobi 3, Dynamite, Hetty, and Echo the Dolphin, plus many more arcade games, this was the console you wanted. Nintendo was more about third party and more about their own things than actual arcade games. This was the thing you played when you wanted to play arcade hits, like Truxton and all those other beat-em like shooter-ups and other kind of fighters. This is the man's console. This is the one that allowed blood. This is the console that there was not a lot of rules, not a lot of regulations, and it was also cheaper than the Super Nintendo with a copy of Sonic the Hedgehog. Isn't that cool? It screams to you, 16-bit. It's a 16-bit machine. It would light up right here, indicating it was on if it was plugged in. It's got some unnecessary but very cool texture right here. And it's just a very nice console. It's nice. I like the red. It's very, very pretty. Sega Genesis. You turn it around. I have a little tape right there. I apologize for that. That was to keep it on top of the TV a while ago. I'm gonna leave it on there because I don't feel like peeling it off. But some information, and if I removed although warranty is void, I wonder if that's still good today. I wonder if I removed that, or the mattress police gotta come get me. Let's see. you have an additional slot right here that allows you to put the Sega CD on, but I don't want to take it off because it's a little harder to take off. You remove that to put on the Sega CD, and that's pretty cool. So it has a pretty neat expansion bay. If you turn it around here, you could see your composite out, your RF out, and that's all it offered at the time. And then there's your power supply. It's a standard 9-volt plug. And it is a 16-bit machine. The Sega Genesis the standard controller that came with the Sega Genesis, and excuse me, I'm stuttering today, came with this 3-button controller. And then around the time that the Super Nintendo was launched, they had to convert to this in order to keep up, because a lot of games required more than the standard controller, more buttons than the standard controller had. So they came up with this, and it does the job. It does the job. I like to use this one as much as I can, but when it comes to like Street Fighter and some Mortal Kombat, you're required to use this simply because you're going to be missing out on some of the moves if you don't. But hey, altogether, bundled for $150, you could have got this around the time the Super Nintendo was launched. You could have either paid $200 for the Super Nintendo, or you could have paid $150 for all this. So I could see why a lot of people like the Sega Genesis. It's pretty, has some great games, some great controllers, and honestly, if I were alive, if I weren't 1 year old back then I would have bought this too. Simply beautiful. And that's the Sega Genesis, everybody. Oh yeah, that is the Sega Genesis, the Model 1, the one that started all the fun, the Sega Genesis. You guys are great, you know. I want to show you something for reals. If you guys are interested, there's a portable Sega Genesis called the Sega Gopher. It's called the Gopher. You know why? Because it's good to go on the go. And if you guys are not quite as interested as having the big console and stuff like that, and you're more interested in playing ROMs on the go, actual Sega Genesis ROMs for free, you guys go check out the static game review for the Sega Gopher portable Genesis console. Otherwise, yeah, you guys keep it real. Stay classy. Wait, that's on our line. You guys rock. Have a nice day.